guys, how you doing? jpsarrireviews here. Prime1 Studios today has a new pre-order, a new DC Masterline 1/3 scale statue, a Zatanna statue that looks terrific. I talked about it before, we had a sneak peek of the piece, but now we're going to look into the detail, we're going to look at the good and the bad, and ultimately I'm going to let you know if I think you need to add this to your 1/3 DC collection or not. So in the next couple of minutes, stay tuned. Alright guys, I'm here at the Prime1 Studios website, and as usual, I will have the link in the description for those who are interested. But you can see they already have it ready for pre-order, so we're gonna look at it. There are actually two versions. There is the deluxe version, which is the one we're gonna look first, and there's also a regular version, which is almost the same thing. The only difference is the base and an extra portrait. The deluxe version is limited edition, of course, we know that. We don't know the edition size yet. The price is $1,500 plus shipping. Now you can choose the payment plan. You can go, if I'm not mistaken, up to 11 payments. And you can make the first deposit today of $149.90. And of course, you can pay according to the payment plan and plus the shipping at the end. This is going to release, according to this, between December of 2021 and March of 2022. So there's plenty of time for this to be released. It's part of the Museum Masterline. The series is Justice League Dark, although she's not really wearing the Justice League Dark outfit. She's wearing the more classic outfit, 1/3 scale. And of course, you get all the product dimensions. This is a perfect 1/3 scale. The product weight is 32.2 kilograms, which is heavy, and that adds to the value and the cost of shipping. And it's made out of polished stone and other materials. So let's read the description. It says, "Maybe backwards is my native tongue." Prime1 Studios is proud to present the latest addition to the timeless Museum Masterline series. The Mistress of Magic herself, 1/3 scale, Zatanna Deluxe version from the Justice League Dark. Zatanna Satara is a professional stage magician who shares the same abilities as her father, making her both a stage musician and one who is adept in the actual magical arts. I think they made a mistake and they should have just added magician instead of musician. She's one of the most powerful homo magis in the entire DC universe and uses her supernatural abilities to fight the dark arts alongside the powerful Justice League Dark. Let's take the stage with Zatanna. She stands 29 inches tall in a gorgeous museum pose upon the ultimate stage theme base. She's wearing her classic stage outfit, complete with real fishnet stockings, guaranteed not only to steal the show, but steal your heart as well. The deluxe version features 3 right-hand switch out and 3 possible portraits, allowing you to display Zatanna to your liking. Will she be pulling the possessed rabbit out of the hat or casting a spell? It Exyok Z Zrao, I think is the choice is yours. That's what it means backwards. You will not be able to stop looking at it. This deluxe version bases the ultimate way to display Zatanna. It features a sleek design, Mistress of Magic prop box, a skull, the green troll reminiscent of the classic cover art. If I'm not mistaken, well, this is more like a goblin more than a troll. If I'm not mistaken, they're using the reference of the variant cover of issue 1 of Zatanna, the run by Paul Dini. That cover was drawn by Brian Boland. And many roses lining the floor, fully complementing the presence of Zatanna. We have carefully chosen all the elements of the statue down to the smallest detail in concept and design to bring you the best Zatanna on the market, a must-have for DC Zatanna fans everywhere, and the next centerpiece in your collection. Now, a specification, you get 1 stage theme base. This is only for the deluxe. 3 swappable right hands holding possessed rabbit in hat, playing cards, and magic wand. 3 swappable portraits, normal, winking, and wearing hat. And of course, we know this is a prototype shown. So now let's look at the pictures. Now, I really like this depiction of the character. Now, Zatanna over the years has had a lot of great statues. Some statues done by DC, like the Cover Girls. Even though that's a 110, that was a fantastic looking piece, very sold out, one of the hardest to find because it's beautiful. And of course, we have the Sideshow, which also is a magnificent piece. But Zatanna is one character that people really seem to like a lot. And definitely this is more like a more the comparison with the Sideshow is that one looks more like a woman, you know, like an older woman. This one looks more like a little girl in some ways. The face is younger. It's a younger version, of course. Now the hat, this is actually just for the deluxe version. Some people are making comments in regards to the hat. They don't like the hat, and I do agree with it. They saying that the hat is sitting too high above, and it's true. It's sitting there. Now we have to keep in mind that in this case, top hats, they come in all different shapes and sizes, and actually there are differences. Some of them, they're taller. Some of them are pretty much more like a Hamburg. They're smaller, more shorter, wider, and some even they're just simply arrangements to women's hair that doesn't even cover anything. It's just a small thing on top. So part of me feels like, okay, I try to give it a pass because of that. At the same time, I do agree with most people what they're saying. This hat is too high, and to me, I think what happened is that they just pretty much come with the idea of the hat at the last moment, and they just add it on top of the sculpt. So that's why it feels kind of out of place. It doesn't feel as natural. So I would say that the Sideshow did a much better job with that design, because she looks better with the hat. So I think that they need to make an arrangement. I agree with everyone else, so everyone that is mentioning this, they need to make that arrangement to this portrait. Now you can see the different swappable heads. You have the regular, which is the serious one. You got the one which is winking her eye. That's also nice. And I really like the smile on this one again, but that hat needs to be fixed. And there's other parts that come with this. You get in the regular, you also get the, in this case, the rabbit, and you get the cards. That's nice. And the deluxe version comes with a magic wand, which is nice too. I love this angle. I love the smile. You can see everything that comes with it. Some people, of course, are pointing out that they're not really crazy about the whole base because it's huge. This one needs a lot of real estate, so they prefer the regular because of that. But I love this concept. I think it's a nice concept overall. It's a nice representation of the character. Now, the hat looks better on this angle. But man, that is a nice stage, with all the lights and stuff. Pretty wide, and the goblin there, it's a nice touch. The skull is a nice touch. Everything is a nice touch in this piece. Love pretty much the texture here. It looks like real wood. They did a terrific job with that, but it's polished stone. Everything is polished stone. Of course, there are other materials. And that goblin there, the little troll, looks great. This is a nice picture here. She looks great there. Love this one. I love that goblin. I call it goblin because it's a goblin. They can say it's a troll, but that's not a troll. That's a goblin. But looks great. He looks great there. Mistress of Magic for sure. And that rabbit is creepy. Actually, I like this case the troll more than I like the rabbit. And of course, as usual, Prime1 has plenty pictures to look at. Love this one right here. As you can see from the side, she looks younger, very young. The fishnets, a lot of people are, crazy about that detail there. She looks great. Now winking her eye, that's nice too. Again, I love it. I'm not saying that I don't like the hat. From certain angles, it looks great. I do think that Sideshow did a better job in really sculpting the hat. But that doesn't mean that it's bad. There are different hats. The other one is more like the wider top hat. This is more like a, pretty much the taller type, the more tube type. But yeah, they can make the adjustment. I don't think it will hurt the piece. I actually will enhance the view of the piece for many, buyers and collectors. So I think that Prime1 needs to hear that from in this case, the fan base, from the customers. But yeah, different angles. Looks great all around. Everywhere you turn it. Love the roses on the stage. The goblin on the back. Really nice. I don't know if those pretty much the lights work, but it would be nice. It comes with a light up feature. It would enhance this piece even more. But it didn't say in the description, so I'm just hoping. That's all. Love this photo here. This one is nice. She does have a little bit of an Asian vibe, which she always did, even in the comics, but she has always done that. It's just like an Asian vibe. But yeah, she has some, I don't know, when she's winking the eye, she looks more Japanese in my opinion. But yeah, it's a nice piece, man. I really love it. Great detail on it. Nice paint job. On this angle, the hat looks better than on this other angle, as you can see. On the front, it doesn't look as appealing, but on the side looks great. This side, it looks more like an arrangement on her hair rather than a hat. So yeah, they need to kind of fix that. I love the smile. The skull. Perfect teeth. The roses there. The paint job looks okay here with the roses. They look kind of fake. The green part. Maybe they need to put a little more like a darker green or some little shades of darker green, because they look a bit plasticky. You want it to look more natural, of course, to have a natural texture and feel to it. Love the gold that they use there. So many different pictures, so many different angles. I love all of that. It looks great at every angle. Man, we keep them going, and this is what I love. Every time I come to Prime1 Studios website and I look at these pictures, there's so much to look at, and I love that. I love that you have plenty of pictures that, you know, you're paying top dollar for these pieces. These are not cheap at all. These are not for your average collector. They are not even for me. But what I really love about that is that Prime1 Studios, because of that, it's not just only selling you pretty much a piece, they're selling you the image of the piece, and they're giving you all the different angles so you can look at every single detail, and that really justifies the purchase. It's always important to, when you're selling something, that you are there to promote it as much as you can. But there are companies out there that actually they're selling you know, products, but they don't promote it. They may have the best product in the market, the best statues, or the best quality possible, but if you're not promoting it right, then you're not going to have as much sales or much success selling something. So you have to be very good at promotion, and I think what Prime1 is doing, even though they don't communicate as well, and that's something that they need to fix, they need to engage more often with the fan base, with the customers in a direct way. I do believe that when it comes about their pictures, the way they promote their pieces, I think they have a nice presence and they know what they're doing, and that's good. And another thing that I noticed here that I wasn't crazy about in the paint job here, and as you can see in the buttons on her blouse, they're kind of like overly painted, like they use the same color for everything. I think they need to fix that. Yeah, I like it that they're white, so they're not intrusive, but I think they use the same paint color, so they need to really change that. That's something that I noticed that needs some work on. They need to address that. They need to fix it. And even, you know, I know that in some cases with the bow tie, sometimes they use the more like the white color bow tie on pretty much on Zatanna. But, you know, if you go back to some of the original runs, you know, she got the red bow tie. So it's a matter of choice with the paint job. I like the white one, actually. Even Sideshow has the white one, and it's the more modern representation of her. I just feel that they use the same color. They should just kind of like lighten it a little bit so it doesn't look as pretty much the same thing, like they just paint everything the same way, because that's what I noticed there. That rabbit, those red eyes, and all the colors that he has, the pink and purple, it's nice. The cars look nice. So really, I'm telling you, this piece is great. There's a lot to like about it, and there's some things that need some tweaking, but beyond that, I think it's a great representation of Zatanna. Now we are going to take a look at the regular version, which is of course is cheaper. It's $1,100, so it's $400 cheaper than the deluxe version. You have the same payment options, and of course you got to pay shipping and all of that. But pretty much we saw this piece, you know, it's the same thing as you saw in the other with the other photos. You get the same thing. The only difference here is that you don't get the magic wand and you don't get the big base. And this is more, I would say a lot of people would be happier with this one because of the real estate. First, because of the price. Second, because it doesn't occupy as much space. So if you have limited space, but you want a Zatanna, 1/3 scale Zatanna in your Batman collection, then definitely this is something that you can consider. The other one takes more real estate. It's more of a, I would say, standalone piece in some cases. So I think this is another great option, and I know a lot of people are gonna look at this one. But you know, the difference of $400, I would say that it's not much. It would have been nice, I would say, that they would offer both options. If you're buying the deluxe version, that you get the 2 different stages. I don't know, or they have something different that you can accommodate with the other stage, but they didn't think about that. That's what they're doing right now. I noticed that the Prime1 Studio is promoting or offering pretty much the same thing or the same pieces with different setups, so you cannot really add something extra. They're not adding extra stuff, they're just creating new setups, where there is in the sculpt, where there is the base. More power to them for doing that. I just think that also it divides your customers a little bit. Well, all the time, everything that has to do with regulars and exclusives always divides the customers. I've never been such a fan of that idea of just giving people so many different options. Like if you go into like a candy store and there's so many options to choose from, you know, you have to be more specific so people don't get confused. They did that with the Wonder Woman recently. I feel that there's so many different options. You can choose one or the other. I just feel that some people might like to have both options together. But it is what it is, you know, I'm not the one making those decisions. But yeah, this is just like the other one. It's just the regular. The only difference is the base and the magic wand and the hat, of course. But beyond that, it's just the same thing. So it's another choice to look at. Well, guys, and there you have it. This is a nice looking piece for sure. The moment that we got the sneak peek, I fell in love with it. I love the concept, love the sculpt, love the base, the Green Goblin. I love everything about this piece. It is not perfect. There are a couple of things that they need improvement. Of course, they need to change the top hat. That needs to be a change. They need to be adjusted properly. Some of the paint needs some work. But beyond that, it is a wonderful piece. Now, this is not for everyone. If you're a 1/4 scale DC collector, this is not for you. It's too big, particularly the deluxe version with that big base. So you need to kind of stick with the sideshow. That's a gorgeous piece. It is a beautiful piece. So definitely that deserves a lot of love and respect. But if you are a 1/3 collector, then this is for you, if you're really into the character. But what is your opinion? What do you think? Do you think this is an addition to your collection? Are you going to pass it? You don't like it? You think it's too expensive? You don't like the base? Let me know in the comments below. So once again, my friends, thanks for watching. God bless. Take care. And I'll talk to you again. Bye-bye.